Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Jacob here for the JTwoH channel, and today I have something totally different. And I know sometimes I say I have something totally different, and then I review a Blu-ray instead of a 4K, or a DVD instead of a 4K or a Blu-ray. This is something totally different. It hasn't been on the channel ever before, unless you've seen the short, which not many of you have. Um, but man, I don't even know how to start this video off. So I have started a new collection, like altogether. I it kind of seeped in, and the sickness, the collecting gene. If you've been following the channel at all, you know I'm a wrestling fan, and if you've been following the channel, or you can see based on the background, I'm also a collector. So it's gonna be a different type of video. I may go long just because I want to explain the process and my reasoning behind things, and I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna do a lot of things different because I want to. I want this to feel different than everything else on the channel. So yes, there will be haul stuff. There will be fun images and videos, and even not live hunting, but stuff like that. So just bear with me. It'll be a totally different type of thing. But I started collecting wrestling figures. Long story long. I kind of bought one, and then I couldn't stop thinking about them. I knew they were there at the Walmart where I work, which is about a half hour from my house. And then I went and bought three more, and then I went buck wild, and I have like 4 videos to film worth of stuff. So I actually started collecting AEW figures. So AEW has their Unrivaled and their Unmatched series. And I had been looking for them before for my buddy Greg on this platform, who I owe a lot of this to. There'll be a bunch of mushy love and stuff and links and all that later in the video for Greg. Jersey Geek, as I'm sure everyone here is aware of him. But I was always on the lookout because he, asked, hey, if you ever find these, let me know. And I think I've sent him 2 packages already, and I have another on the way, or 1 package, and this is the second. I can't remember. But, so they're always on my radar. And as a kid I collected wrestling figures, and I love AEW, and I love pro wrestling in general, but I love AEW. It kind of has that special place in your heart because it's like the underdog story. And, their figure deal is limited, so it's cool to see new things from a new company in stores, so they're always kind of on my radar. And, I think some of it is the nostalgia, because I was a huge TNA wrestling fan, like, huge. If you've watched the channel, I'd say had, because they've released several now, although they're not really TNA. I have all of the TNA DVDs. Like, that's what I collected from TNA. Mostly because I'm a physical media guy, clearly, and I liked watching the pay-per-views. There was no Global Impact Network or Impact Plus back then. It was all, you had to buy the pay-per-views to watch them, so I bought them on DVD. And I didn't have access much to, I believe there were Marvel toys, so Marvel TNA toys. But I think some of this collecting stems from that, because had I been 27 then when the TNA figures were coming out, I'd probably have all of them, because I was such a TNA fan. So I think that's a little bit of it, and I think a little of it too is it's just the little engine that could. And once you start looking for them, oh man, I think it started on my anniversary, which was in the middle of October. So we're about a month in, and yeah, man, I went pretty crazy. So we'll get into it as we go. So of course, with most things, I had like guidelines, like I want to collect these, and then I think I broke like 5 guidelines just in this video alone. I just realized I forgot. There is one item that is not, it's not AEW and it's not wrestling. That'll be right at the end. So I kind of lumped this stuff together. So, but yeah. So speaking of, the short I referred to, I will put in this because I don't think enough people see the short. But on my anniversary, my wife and I got away from the kiddos for a second. We had an adult dinner, and then afterwards we had to go to Walmart to get, like, I think it was chapstick. Like, it was like a cold night, and my lips were chapped. So we went to Walmart, and I remember just walking through the toys, mostly because I have a kiddo, like my kids too. So I always look for like I couldn't tell you right now, but they're like the little Pixar guys or like a Spider-Man figure, something like that. And I always look at the AEW figures because why not? I got to send them to Greg if I find them. And I remember stumbling across what was all of series Unrivaled Series 4, all of the entire, I believe it's the entire series, all 6, and then all of Unmatched Series 1, which I thought was really cool. I love the Unmatched box because it's probably because it's the newer of the two. It's the blue and silver, but I stumbled across the entire line of both, and I remember thinking like, "Oh my gosh!" And of course, I didn't know then what I know now as far as like they'd been out for a while. I was like, "Holy crap!" Like, Greg, do you need any of this? And I don't think he needed any at the time, but there was one. So again, to go back, there was 3 figures I was always going to get. Like even before I was collecting wrestling figures, because I just think these 3 figures are great. The one of them is the CM Punk debut figure, which I believe is Unmatched Series 3. I believe it might be Unrivaled 9 or 10. I think it might be Unrivaled 10. It's one of those 3. It's one of those 3, and the other is the Brody Lee figure. I think those are both figures. And there's a third figure, but those are figures I would grab. Those are figures I would grab no matter what, even if I wasn't collecting. So the third figure I found in the wild, so of course I grabbed it. And it's not your typical AEW figure. It is the LGN Cody Rhodes figure there. It looks fantastic, although that ring light can be obnoxious at times. It's not the red tights variant Walmart exclusive. It's the regular, Wrestling Superstars LGN. You have the crazy Cody, and you have you have Rick over there. Just kidding. So yeah, so I grabbed that because I was always gonna grab this, like this, the CM Punk, and the Brody Lee. Like I would always have room for those 3. Like I said, even if I wasn't a wrestling fan. So then, we get going, and the week keeps going, and I'm thinking like, oh man, the entire Unmatched is there. Britt Baker, Kenny Omega's Unmatched figure, Miro, Dustin Rhodes, Darby Allin, and of course the LG. And they only had one of those, so I grabbed those. And I remember teasing Greg because I was, hey man, I bought a wrestling figure, and he's always one to be like, oh yeah, you want to collect, just buy one, I promise, just buy one. And sure enough, I bought one, and I told him like, no, that's it, I'm just gonna collect this one. And I remember it was like, I don't know if it was a week later. Oh, I think it was the following Tuesday. And I was like, man, those figures were super cool. And I watched that short. I uploaded it to Instagram, I uploaded it to YouTube, and I kept watching it. Like, man, that's really cool. Those are really cool. I should collect those. And I was in the process of slimming down / chopping significant amount of my comic book, which is where we film in the other room, my comic book collection, just because I just have no reading time as much as I'd like to, and I just don't think I was into it as much as I thought I was, type of thing. Like that's a whole nother video. We'll get into that. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, I have room. So I wonder if, and my reasoning was like, okay, so one omnibus, brand new, $72. That's like almost 4 figures. So I'm like, okay, they're cheaper, they take up less room, etc. So I was kind of talking myself into it. So lo and behold, I went on my lunch break, and I remember I didn't film because, again, I'm in the middle of the day and I'm in my work clothes, and I work kind of in a public / community occupation, so it's hard for me to film in my work home Walmart. But I went to the aisle. Of course, I didn't find any of the Unmatched series, which kind of sucked. And I grabbed the 3 figures, and I had them in my cart, and I put them back, and then I went to a different aisle, and then I went back, and looked at them, and I went back halfway out the store, and I'm like, no. I went back a 3rd time to the aisle, and I grabbed these figures, and I just accepted my fate. So I bought, let's show the 3 that I bought. So we have, this is Unrivaled Series 4. So you have Matt Hardy there with his nice, I think this is it's not his debut, is it? Yeah, his debut and his, like, back when he was still doing the delete stuff. So right there, my reasoning was like, okay, I'm going to get like my, so this is Series 4. I don't know if I said that. Excuse me. So I'm just going to get the people that, like, I followed over, or, like, the ones that can get a WWE and an AEW figure. Like, yeah, there you go. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So now I have guidelines, right? So there's the Matt Hardy Series 4. Number 31. And then the second one I grabbed, this one was really cool too, because this one just doesn't have, it doesn't have any other, like, there's no other Kenny Omega figures. He hasn't wrestled anywhere else, in America, type of thing. So grab the Kenny Omega Series 4. Again, same logic. Okay, just, you know, Kenny Omega, he's one of the top. He's the current world champion. You're going to get Kenny Omega. This is from All Out of 19. Wrestled Pac. Series 4, number 28. And then lastly, although this was kind of, in hindsight, was my first double dip, although I didn't quite feel like it was, we got Series 4 Cody. This is number 29. So, yeah, so that was the first trip. So that was a Tuesday. I remember grabbing it. I remember being so excited. I sent the Snapchat of the Walmart bag to Greg, and he was like, "You bought 3 on your lunch break?" He's like, "Give it a week, see how you feel. You know, keep the Walmart receipt. If you take it back, you know, because I get buyer's remorse all the time. I constantly will post stuff in my Amazon cart, pull it back out, or I'll buy it and it hasn't shipped yet. I'll cancel the order, or I'll buy it. It'll come here and I'll look at it. I don't like it. Okay, I send it back. You know, the return policies are nice." So I kept the receipt. Walmart's policy is super nice, and I have used it, which I'll get to in this video. But then my wife was she was down in Indiana for something. She was at a Christmas store or something to that effect with her mother and with both the kiddos while I was at work. And I said, you know, honey, if you go to a Target, you know, let me know if they have any AEW figures. Like, call me at work. Not a big deal. Like, don't pretend like it's an emergency. Like, if I'm in a meeting, not a huge deal. You know, no low key. Of course, the entire time, I'm like, okay, once you get in a Target, I want to know what they got. And she goes to a Target, and she told me what they had. And in hindsight, I probably should have grabbed 2 more. I ended up grabbing them anyway later. But I had her grab me 1. So my wife actually got this. This was way out of my like normal range of where I would go shopping. She just happened to be, you know, down there with her mother. So I was like, okay, grab me this. So my wife, by herself, mind you, I'm not even a week into this hobby. This was the Friday. Has to go into Target with 2 screaming kids and buy this for her husband, which is, again, it's a wrestling figure. It's a toy. So, much love to my wife. She's a good sport, as always. But she grabbed me my first Series 5, which was Hangman Adam Page. I think this figure is awesome. And I hadn't seen this, like, ever, you know, in stores. Now I've seen it all over because, again, I've went all over the greater... Well, we'll get to that. So, Hangman Adam Page. And again, we're still with my collecting rule, okay? And, you know, no double dips, with the exception of Cody, I guess, which I don't really count. And, you know, all people, like, you know, again, he's main eventing Full Gear tonight. Like, okay, you know, logic is still there. Reasoning is still there. You know, feeling it. And I told Greg, and he's like, yeah, you know, still, you know, keep the receipt, etc. Although this one was at a Target. So, excuse me, very less likely to return it. And then we decided to go to dinner with my wife and her mother and her husband and, you know, myself after work. And we went to a city about a half hour north of myself. And they had, we went to a Red Lobster. Red Lobster had an hour and a half wait. Or an hour and a half for 45 minutes. I think it was 45 minutes. And I was like, you know, they have a Walmart and a Target in here. So I said, I bet you I could run to those 2 real quick. And before I come back, you guys would probably still be in the truck. You wouldn't even be in the restaurant. My wife's like, that'd be a great idea because then we didn't have to do it after. Anyway, so I went to the... What did I go to first? Walmart. So I went to the Walmart first. This would be in Battle Creek, Michigan, where Rob Van Dam is either from or resides currently. I'm not sure. But I grabbed a Series 6. So I think this is my first Series 6. Grabbed an MJF. So this was the first one where I was kind of like... I didn't plan on buying an MJF, especially one without the scarf. He's just got the microphone. But I was like, you know, he's there. I'm already here. Why not? I'm going to grab an MJF. So this is, like I said, this is my first Series 6, which in hindsight was really cool they had. And then it wasn't done at that Walmart. So this is where I started breaking my rule already. So I started on Tuesday. It's Friday. I'm in my second store. Already like, okay, I can break my logic for this one figure. And the logic was like, okay, I didn't plan on getting this figure, but I liked this guy in TNA. I followed his career for quite a while. I don't know if it's his first figure, but the first I've ever seen. So I grabbed Series 5 Kazarian. And if you're wondering, yes, it is driving me nuts that I only have 1 tag belt. We'll get to that. No, we won't. I still don't have, as of the day filming, Scorpio Sky. So anyway, so Series 5, Frankie Kazarian. So I'm already bending my rules like within a week. So, from Dynamite. So I bought MJF and Kazarian at the Walmart, and I'm hoofing it, and I'm Snapchatting Greg, and I'm having so much fun. Like, it's so fun. The like fun and refreshing. Like, I am such a wrestling fan, and it's so fun to find these figures. Like, your adrenaline spikes. You're going around the corner of the Walmart, and you're like, oh, what do they have? Oh, I need this. Grab it real quick. Shove some 2-year-olds out, or 6-year-olds out of the way, and stuff like that. So I'm hoofing it. I'm Snapchatting Greg, and I go over to the Target, and I had actually bought this figure earlier in the day at, again, the same Walmart where I bought both Cody's and the Matt Hardy and the Kenny. But for whatever reason, Target has them at $19.99 and my Walmart had them at $21.99. So I bought it at Target and returned it prior to the Walmart because in the collecting game where you can save money, you save money. So it kind of seems silly to go out of my way anyway and return it and really spend and go out of my way and really spend the my time for $2. But $2 is $2, and I go to that Walmart at least twice a week anyway as my new like hunting whatever. I'm gonna go on a Tuesday. I'm gonna go on a Friday. That's where I go to that Walmart now. So I was there anyway. I found it at a Target for cheaper, so I grabbed it again. This is a Series 6 Jake Hager. So again, this follows the initial rule of like, okay, I'm only going to get figures that I could buy both versions of or people I've followed for a long time. Of course, I loved Jack Swagger. I love Jake Hager. And I follow his Bellator career too, like as well, because I'm a big fan of MMA. So, okay, the logic there isn't too flawed. But that will be a running theme because this is the last figure for today. So I'm going to do some like overhead-ish shots of like each haul. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on just a second. I have one more item. So this item I actually got from Amazon. It is a Funko Pop. So I don't know if people blur the lines between action figures, wrestling, DC, Funkos, and figure toys. I don't know the lines, so I'm just kind of including this because this is an action figure / toy haul. So I got this. It is from It's from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it is my favorite Superman, which is the black suit Superman. So, black suit Superman there. Actually, I got fingerprints all of this, and most of them are my kids. He loves this. I should have bought him one too. But this is black suit Superman. I love this quite a bit. Bought this Funko, and then, man, I fell in love with the McFarlane black suit Superman. I don't quite have the room. I really don't need another habit already with toys and action figures and getting the McFarlane ones, but there's two that are very tempting. So, but yeah, so this will be the 9th item there. I also like I said, started keeping my eyes open while I shopped. I shop at it's called a Meyer, and I went to look at their wrestling figure section, which I'll throw up real quick. It is abysmal. My personal Walmart in the town I live, not the town where I work, but the town I live, is terrible. They have one AEW figure, and it's because that's where I returned to the Jake Hager figure. So they've only ever had the one, and it's the one I returned. So I kind of shop everywhere else, but that's the haul. Let's switch to some overheads, and we will come back and do like an outro and stuff. And the one that started it all here, man. So we have Cody Rhodes, the LGN. I was actually talking to Crazy Joe again. To Crazy Joe, who I podcast with, about this because he didn't know anything about these figures. He just knew they had LGN figures back in the day, like when he used to watch wrestling in the 80s. And I was like, hey, because he mentioned Dusty Rhodes, and I was like, his son is actually getting an LGN figure. And back then, I didn't know how to get my hands on it. I'm like, man, it's like $30. And I'm like, what are the chances of finding this in the store? Mind you, they're very slim because I have yet to find this again. I think, well, I don't want to spoil it because it may be in a future video of his. But I was so excited to find this, even though I wasn't collecting yet. So this is really what started it off. I believe this is Unmatched Series 1. It doesn't say on the back. I believe it's Unmatched Series 1. So you have Cody Rhodes there. I believe they're making an LGN Darby Allin, which I have no interest in. I just think this is cool, especially because his dad had one. And it's going to stay in the box. I might even get a protector for it. I'm not sure. But this is just really cool, man. I love this setup and the fact that it's so different compared to all the other Unmatched and Unrivaled series figures. This was really the like the first of the sickness grabbing all three, and they're all from the same series here. So Series 4, 29, 28, 31. Are these in order? No. Yeah, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Is that right? Bet you it is. Anyway, yeah, I'm just realizing stuff. Like I said, super new. So we got Cody with a little ripped there. I actually didn't know that, especially because there's multiple available. But that's fine. Like I said, he's coming out of the box. Kenny and Matt Hardy, which is the Kenny Omega figure is really cool to me. Obviously, Cody's had figures before, Hardy's had figures before, but the Kenny Omega figure is really cool because he's, you know, an internet darling per se, but like someone like I'd only seen on like streaming services until Dynamite was a thing, until AEW was a thing. So it's really cool to own a Kenny Omega figure. Maybe, you know, open them up even more to the American audience, etc. But, you know, who knows, man. All I know, it's a cool ass figure. So the one my wife grabbed for me in Target, this would be stop number, what are we on? 3? 3, yes. Our haul number 3, whatever you want to call it. You got Hangman Adam Page there. Really cool. I think this is a shot glass, which I just realized as of recording this. I'm like, what's this little thing? So, really cool. I think I like this, or no, I know I like this better than, I think is he Series 2 or 3? 3? I think I like this Hangman better than Series 3 Hangman. Just because it comes with the more accessories type of thing. So this is from All Out in Jacksonville, but yet didn't come with the tag belts. Oh, probably because the other two dudes in the same series came with the tag belts. That would make sense, right? So we got these two. These are from the same Walmart here. We have MJF from Series 6 and Frankie Kazarian from Series 5. Frankie looks like Unmasked Kane, man. I don't know what they were going for, but it'd be cool to get a Frankie figure with hair. I think he's got hair now with his Elite Killer gimmick, so maybe. But then again, I'd have to double dip, so maybe I'd have to get rid of this one. So Frankie Kazarian there, and MJF here. Series 6. Pretty cool. I think Series 6 is the... Yeah, I know it's the latest... Well, maybe Unmatched Series 1. Series 6 is the latest to be in stores as of the day I'm recording this, so I haven't seen Series 7 yet. Which would be cool. I'd love to be like, hey, look what I found. But, you know. So there's those two from the Battle Creek Walmart. And this is it for the AEW figures. We have Hager here. And this lighting doesn't do it much justice here with the dang ring light. But, yeah. What do they call them? The Big Heat. What is he? 3-0 or 2-0 and 1? In Bellator MMA, so pretty cool. Dig the figure. I believe there's like a red hair figure, which I maybe have. I don't know. He's blonde. That's all that matters, and he's in his like MMA-ish attire. So pretty cool there. Jake Hager figure. I've actually purchased it twice. And this one was from Amazon. So we have the Superman black suit Superman. My lovely fingerprints on it. Yeah, it looks great. I think the McFarlane figure looks better, but what are you gonna do? I just kind of, man, I love Black Suit Superman, and I love the Snyder cut too. So, not to get too, some of the Snyder people are radical, but I think it's an awesome thing. I'm glad it's here, and I dig it. So, Black Suit Superman. So there you go, guys. Hopefully, I did okay. Like I said, this is it's a new type of, it's a new format. It's a totally new issue. Like, for filming wise, obviously I have wrestling figures somewhere, but they're all open and they're all used. Where these are going to be like collectibles. I am going to open most of them except the LGN Cody, just because I don't think that would benefit from being out of the box per se. But I want to send a shout out to Greg. If you guys follow my channel for whatever reason and don't follow his, which is likely based on the sub count, you're crazy, especially in this aspect, because Greg knows what he's doing. He's a fantastic guy. He's a fantastic follow. Since I've always watched his videos, but now I watch him even closer, for the AEW figures. But fantastic guy. I Snapchat him probably like 4 times a day now, because we have always had things in common, but like he's not nearly into movies and the comics. He gets in there a little, but like toys and figures, like that's his game. And now I'm starting to dip my toe a little, and he was, of course, supportive, and he's like that little like devil on your shoulder, like, yes, do it now. You'll love it. And I do, and it's great. So support Greg 100%. I love Greg. He's been fantastic. And, yeah, so support him. Link in the description. Like I said, if you follow this channel for any reason and don't follow his, support Greg. He's fantastic. Jersey Geek is his YouTuber name. but I know him as Greg. So yeah, love to Greg. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If there's ways I can benefit, obviously this was a longer like speaking video because I kind of went into why I collect and my rules and the fact that I broke my cat's laying in my kid's crib. Into the rules and why I collect and like my own reasoning and the fact that I've already went back in my reasoning. So this is just 1 week. So I've kind of done week hauls. So I have two more to film, and I already have a pack. I already bought toys from a place and like from somewhere online, and they came to me. So I've got a lot to film, and I'm actually going hunting today. Well, not today, the day I'm recording, but today, this is up, and then I'm gonna watch Full Gear tonight, which I ordered. So. Like I said, any way to improve, let me know. Certain shots, or don't hold it this way, don't use this word, something like that. Let me know. But hopefully I hope it's just a bunch of love. I'm so excited about this, like a kid in the candy store when I go up to, the pegs or to the toy selection and they have something I need, etc. So I just couldn't, man. When I saw all of those. I'm kicking myself now that because I watched that short so many times, and they had the Darby, they had Miro, they had Britt, they had Kenny, they had the LGN, which I grabbed, and what's the other one? Darby. The Darby seems to be hard to find it in person now, so man, I just kept kicking myself, and I was like, maybe it's a little fear of missing out, but it's a lot of nostalgia, and it's just a lot of love for wrestling. So if you want to support the channel in any way, obviously I do a lot of stuff with physical media. I do some stuff with the comic book stuff. The links will be in the description. I host a podcast every Friday with Mr. Crazy Joe. New episode yesterday as of the day you're watching this. Twitter, Instagram, eBay.com was a bunch of my like swapping, selling, etc. It's mostly movies and comics. A lot of comics are going to go up there. I have so many to list. Blu-ray.com is more for cataloging that stuff. TV Time and Letterboxd is for, where I rank and review all of my TV shows and movies I watch respectively. So thank you guys so much. Let me know how I did, and I'm so excited. Don't worry, we got a ton of stuff coming. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you later, YouTube. Hey, have you liked yet? Have you subscribed yet? Have you clicked that notification bell? If you could do that, that'd be great. Right down there. Right down there. Thank you so much. Also, go ahead and check out these additional options on the channel. There should be a video, maybe a playlist, maybe one of each for you to check out so you can stay on the channel and stay informed. And also over here should be the logo. Go ahead and click that. Click sub.